Welcome to the Talking Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. The Vols were back on the practice field yesterday. They got the day off today. They practice Thursday and Friday, and then they will have the second scrimmage of the spring on Saturday. But yesterday, Brian Jean-Mary met with the media, talking a little bit about his linebacker unit, a group that, last year was a concern at times. We saw some bright spots with Jeremy Banks, but I'm starting to get a little bit excited about this group. But Brian Jean-Mary, like I said, met with the media. We're going to take a look at some of his comments coming up in just a second. As always, do me a favor, smash that like button just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy, it helps the channel. Just hit that little thumbs up. Also, if you're new to the Talking Vols Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders, not trying to fool anybody. We are fans just like you guys. This is for the fans, by the fans. Appreciate you tuning in. If you like what we do, go ahead and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. But let's go ahead and hear some opening comments from Brian Jean-Mary as he talks about this linebacker unit. Then we're going to get into some guys that I am really excited about and think that, call me crazy, the linebackers could end up being a strength for this football team. But let's hear what Brian Jean-Mary had to say.
We literally were just discussing that in the staff room. I mean, last year, some of you guys could have lined up at linebacker, and we probably would have been more successful. We were just short on numbers, and it was really just trying to survive the days. It wasn't the idea of trying to get better and progressing. We really couldn't get that because we had so many guys out or injured. And, you fast forward to now, it's a night and day difference. We have, 90% of the guys in the room outside of William Mohan and then obviously Juwan Mitchell. But everybody else has been there, having Jeremy Banks, healthy, having, obviously Aaron Beasley, back. Those are guys that started the majority of the season for us. And our main sub, Solon Page, is back, and, obviously Pat Garland. So we have so many guys that played for us in some capacity. Having them here in the spring has been a night and day difference.
I feel like I've said this a lot over the last month or so, but again, go back to last year. Look at this linebacker unit, and Coach Jean-Mary there talking about how big it is to have this group together for all of spring practice, because you're looking at a linebacker unit that nobody is gone. At this point, nobody is gone. They all return, but go back to last year. Henry T., Crouch, both transferring out. Martavius French, suspended. Aaron Willis, suspended, missed the spring. Also, Aaron Beasley, suspended, missed the spring. Now you've got this entire group back together, going through spring practice, and it's so crucial. It is so crucial. And Brian Jean-Mary at one point was talking about the young guys that are able to add depth. But when you go back and you look at last year, Aaron Beasley and Solon Page are two guys that you really kind of leaned on. I mean, especially Beasley. Beasley started after Mitchell got hurt, but it's two guys that you leaned on. Now they're two guys that are going to add depth as you look for Juwan Mitchell and Jeremy Banks to kind of be your core, your starters, the leaders of this defense. We'll get into those guys in just a minute. But Brian Jean-Mary also talked a little bit about the young guys. He talked about Aaron Willis, who, missed spring last year due to the suspension, talking about him getting some good reps and learning what it takes to play in the SEC. He made the statement that Aaron Willis is starting to get comfortable in this system, and he's starting to make plays. He also talked about Elijah Herring, true freshman. Elijah was a 3-star prospect in the class of 22. Most of you guys know who he is. His little brother, Caleb Herring, is the #1 player in the state of Tennessee for the class of 23, 4-star edge rusher. I don't think it's a matter of if, it's a matter of when Caleb Herring jumps in the boat. But Brian Jean-Mary had some positive things to say about Elijah as well. Said he's done a great job for a guy that should be getting ready for his senior prime, and that's another big benefit of having a guy like Elijah Herring being early enrollee and being able to go through spring practice. It's kind of changed the game of college football when so many guys arrive early and are able to go through that, kind of get ahead of the game. Also talked about the second half of the spring being a gigantic opportunity for Elijah Herring. He also mentioned Jackson Hanna when he talked about the young guys, which is kind of funny because Jackson Hanna is a redshirt junior, transferred in from Nebraska. Talking about how he's trying to learn how to play in Tennessee's system, but also said the speed of the game is not a problem. Repeatedly kind of talked about Power 5 experience. Last year, Jackson Hanna played in every game, but the majority of that at Nebraska was for special teams. But still a guy that, again, a lot of people laughed and mocked when Tennessee was bringing on walk-ons, but Jackson Hanna is a guy that you're also going to be able to lean on for some depth. Now, what this comes down to, why I think this defense can take a step, why I think the linebackers could possibly be the core of this defense. And again, I bought into this last year. Maybe I'm a fool. What is it? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Is Juwan Mitchell going to fool Boogie Bentley again? Because I'm starting to get excited when I hear what Brian Jean-Marie had to say about Juwan Mitchell.
He's still rehabbing that shoulder. He's in a yellow jersey. It's been all non-contact with him. He gets a little 7-on-7 work, but he hasn't done any 11-on-11 team reps. But he's been better. I think number one thing has been his attitude. You can tell he's really buying into the team concept here. It's always a hard thing when you get a kid out of the portal, going into a different program, different expectations, and different rules. And that was a struggle early, but he's been great. Attentive in meetings, been a great teammate as far as helping his teammates out, and it's been good in the 7-on-7 so far. So it's been good.
Very, very telling comments right there, because the rumor, what was going around the message boards last year was that Juwan Mitchell didn't buy in. Juwan Mitchell didn't have the want to. The kid has all the athleticism in the world. He can be a great linebacker in the SEC. But the rumors were that he didn't buy in. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember ever hearing any type of confirmation from this coaching staff about that. But right there, you just got it. And Brian Jean-Marie mentions the transfer portal and keeping the culture. Do you want to buy in? Do you have that want to? But I hear him talking like Juwan Mitchell as a leader. He's talking about him, showing up to the meetings, being invested, buying into what this program wants to do. And you're talking about a guy who during the 2020 season started 8 out of 10 games for Texas, led the team in tackles with 62, also had 4.5 tackles for loss, quarterback hurry, a pass breakup, and 1 fumble recovery. But he's also a guy that while at Texas entered the portal, jumped back out of the portal, went back into the portal, ended up at Tennessee. And we're hearing him talk about the return of calling it linebacker U, calling Tennessee linebacker U, going back to the glory days, the Al Wilsons. Son, if you want to be Al Wilson, you're going to have to step up. You're going to have to step up. So am I crazy, or is Juwan Mitchell finally starting to buy in? Is he finally going to give us that 2020 season at Texas? We got banged up last year, the shoulder injury, I get it, but the fact that Brian Jean-Marie just said that he didn't really buy in last year, that excites me about this linebacker unit. If you've got a healthy, focused Juwan Mitchell and a Jeremy Banks bringing it every single day with the energy, that guy, and let's just play the quote because it's absolutely hilarious what he had to say about Jeremy Banks.
I think we all would agree it's probably just playing under control. He is such a aggressive, player, which is what you want, but it has to be controlled aggression. And I think he's been better this spring. He's still going to play 100 miles an hour, plays the game the right way, right mentality, but he's got to do it within the framework of what our expectations are, on defense, and obviously what Coach Heupel's expectations are, as the head coach, but more importantly, what the officials' expectations are as playing clean football. And he's been better there. He's still one, we got to pull him back sometimes, but you'd rather have to coach that than the ones that you have to keep encouraging every day.
Give me 11 guys with the energy that Jeremy Banks brings to the table. You're going to have a good football team. It's funny talking about the rules of the game and what the official wants from him. Jeremy Banks is going to give you what he gives you. He's going to go 100 miles an hour nonstop. You're probably going to get a 15-yarder every couple of games. But like I said, give me 11 guys that play with the edge and the energy that Jeremy Banks plays with, and it could be a special, special season on Rocky Top. So you guys know what to do. Hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? I know one of you specifically said multiple times last year in the comments, multiple times, that Jawan Mitchell was just another guy. Didn't matter that he led the team in tackles. He was just another guy. Can Jeremy Banks and Jawan Mitchell run the middle of this defense and take it to the next level? Meanwhile, Aaron Beasley, Solon Page, Jackson Hanna, Aaron Willis, those guys adding some depth to the linebacker unit. Hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Also, if you have not done so yet, please smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Also, go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin' Vols Network, bonfire.com/store/Talkin' Vols. Any and all support greatly appreciated. Thanks to everybody that showed up last night for the NCAA stream. Just a great time. Really, man, laid back, goofing off, cracking jokes on each other. Just a fun thing that I really enjoy about this channel. But again, bonfire.com/store/Talkin' Vols. That's going to do it for this one. Got another video coming your way a little bit later this morning, maybe around lunchtime. So make sure you check that out. Thank you guys for listening. That's going to do it. This is the Talkin' Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.